I just fell off my stool. Oh, never mind. Hi, guys.
I think she was drinking before she got here. I don't know.
I was drinking what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. It's Lori Hoy here, along with...
Hi, I'm Dr. Fawn Schaefer.
Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to start off by saying I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So it's getting to that point in the day where I get a little delirious.
Okay. I
So
can tell.
just saying.
She's only been here 5 minutes.
Just saying, I'm already and I almost fell off the chair. So, and then we'll tell you. I'll tell you something a little bit later about how crazy my day's been. So anyway, if you noticed, I titled this "Water, Water Everywhere," but which one should I drink? Because I know there's. I mean, nowadays we have tap water that you can turn on the faucet and you have it instantly, and you go to. I know. You go to the grocery store and you see all different kinds of flavored water and life water and vitamin water and which one is the best for us to drink. So just like all the other information that we've been sharing and things that come out in the medical community and whatnot, water is another issue that gets just some crazy, all kinds of off the wall reviews about what you should drink and what you shouldn't drink. And so we thought we'd take some time today and talk to you a little bit about what we've learned about what's the best kind of water to drink.
Yeah. First of all, you should know the body's made up of 65% water. So your body needs water every single day to function, to do simple things like temperature regulate, get rid of its waste, circulate your blood. It controls your metabolism. So and some of the statistics I was reading while we were preparing for this were half of American kids are dehydrated every single day. Because think about it. What kid willingly drinks water? What do they drink instead?
And
soda, juice, sports drinks, energy drinks. We'll talk about how bad they are in a minute. But yeah, it's not only bad for their health, but it really has been shown to affect their academic performance too. And if that's in kids, what's it doing to adults when they're in their work day and things like that?
Right, and I know when I recently I heard that statistic about kids. Okay, so I'm a third grade teacher, and what do the kids want to do all the time? Go to the bathroom. So part of me is like, okay, then you're not going to drink a whole lot. And then I went, no, they need to drink water. And so in my classroom, I allow my students, if they have one, that they can bring in a water bottle. And because I think it's really important for them to continue to stay hydrated. But you know the adverse effects of drinking a lot of liquids.
Absolutely.
So we're working on that. But it just kind of shifted my thinking about, anytime they ask me for a drink of water, they can get it. Because they don't really drink all day long. And if they don't drink milk at lunch, they get no liquid because it's not offered. Like water bottles used to be.
You can't get water at lunch.
Yeah, they used to offer them, and I don't know what happened. And I'm not like pointing fingers or anything, but if you were someone that is in that particular field of lawmaking, lobbyists, whatever, for education, do something about letting the kids get water at lunch. I mean, I like I said, they used to have little water bars, but I think they had to buy them. It was like a la carte item, but I think it would be really important for them to do that as well. So
when I learned
just
that,
saying. Yes. Okay.
So just so you know, some of the symptoms of being dehydrated. First of all, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Your body has already reached the point where it's telling you it wants water. Now, most of us we'll actually confuse that with being hungry. So a lot of times we'll reach for something sugary or and really you're thirsty. So there, that old saying, like, if you're hungry, you should drink a glass of water first. There's a reason for that because you're actually dehydrated. So a lot of times your cravings will go away if you just drink the water first. But there's all sorts of other things. There's fatigue and brain fog and joint pain and even just dark colored urine. That's not a good thing. There's all sorts of, it could be constipation and headaches and I have other things that I can't remember. Muscle cramps and dizziness and bad
mood
breath.
swings.
Mood
bad
swings.
breath. I didn't
So
think about that.
all sorts of things that are bad when it comes to not having enough water. So,
hi Sharon.
Hi. So the average person should. I can't speak.
The average
person should urinate 7 to 8 times a day. Now, I won't. I mean, I don't know. I've never really counted, but I know I go a lot because that's all I drink is water. All I drink. My mom and I have this argument all the time because she is an avid to this day, Diet, Coke, or Pepsi, something drinker. Trust me, I'm working on her. Parents are the worst patients.
They are.
But
Come on, parents.
Her biggest complaint is, when I drink water, I have to pee too much. Well, if she's watching this, she's going to yell at me for announcing that to the world. But I don't care if you have to pee too much.
No.
It's a good thing.
It's a good, that's you're supposed to.
Yeah. So
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. So don't be discouraged. Yeah. I mean, you got to make time in your day for it, but it's a good thing. It tells you that you're healthy.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to have you rewind just a minute back to the pee. I know it's, guys, we all have to do it. Some of us are adults, and even if there's kids on here, you can giggle, but we all have to do that. We all have to urinate. How's that? And because that's one way that we get rid of the toxins and the waste in our body. So you said if you have dark colored urine, what color should it be if we're quote unquote properly hydrated?
It should be a pale yellow color. Almost, I mean, the paler the better, because that means you're drinking enough water. Now, there is an exception to that, because if you take vitamins, you can have, especially B vitamins, tend to make your water like a fluorescent-y color.
Interesting.
Kind of scary. It looks like toxic or
like
something.
Skittles, rainbow. Okay.
But the lighter your urine, the better, actually, because it means that you're properly hydrated.
Right.
So.
And one of the things I thought was interesting when I started to learn about hydration, and I never thought, I mean, you said, 65%? I thought it was a higher percentage than that, but I don't know for sure. That every single, this is what hit home for me, every single cell in your body, it's not just you need water for, healthy skin and for your blood to be properly, I want to say viscous or viscosity or whatever word that is. But every single cell in your body, no matter what kind of cell it is, needs water. Yeah. And I hit home because there's, trillions of cells in our body.
Well, if you think about, we all remember those cell pictures from when we were in elementary school and stuff. There's the cell and the nucleus, the mitochondria. But what do you think the majority of that is made up of? I mean, it's tiny, but it's the majority of the cell is water.
And it just hit me like literally. It wasn't, I was listening. I think it was reading. Sorry, I know I'm a teacher. I should be reading books. I have the book, but I listen to it on Audible. It's called, it just went right out of my brain. Super Life. The author is Darren O'Lean, and he talks about I think it's 5 different areas that you need to be really concerned about in your health, and hydration is one, and he goes through that whole process of talking about how each truly individual cell needs to be hydrated. It's not just you personally, but it's every single cell in your body. And I just kind of thought that was fascinating to break it down to that most cellular level.
Yeah, and then people don't think about it. I mean, how many times, one of the biggest things that people actually tell me when I tell them they should drink water, they'll say, oh, well, I drink soda and there's water in that, and I drink coffee and tea and there's water in that. And no, when you start drinking all those other things, that water is negated. Think about it. Soda has caffeine in it, which is a huge diuretic. So the more soda you drink, the more it actually dehydrates you. Secondly, same thing with sports drinks. They're don't forget about the sugar and soda. But that's a different day. It's
it's gonna be a long one, I think.
Same thing with sports drinks. They have sugar and they have artificial colors and all that crap that you don't want. And then the biggest thing I hear about sports drinks is, oh my gosh, but I need to replenish my electrolytes after I work out. So yes, you can do that with water and adding just a little bit of Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt has 84 different minerals. You don't have to make it so salty that it tastes like you're drinking salt water. You just add some to your water. It's 100 times better than Gatorade. Trust me. So all that myth that coffee's mostly water doesn't count. Coffee has caffeine too.
Yes, you make it with water, and plus coffee, unless you research a type of coffee, is very acidic.
Yes.
So that also plays on other things in your health that could promote disease. So, and that
was one of the things we were going to talk about one day.
What? Yeah, we'll talk about that too. See, we just come up with all of these. We should start writing them down.
Yeah. Or remind us what we say.
Yeah, here's what you guys need to do to help us out. When you hear us say, oh, that's a good idea for another live, stick it in the comments for us.
Because this week we said, what did we say we were going to do last week? We don't remember.
We didn't remember. So alkalinity and sugar. So there are two new.
And the flu.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that too.
Anyway,
so back to water.
So how much water should you drink? That's the biggest question everybody asks.
I know when I was doing Weight Watchers many years ago, I think it said 6 8-ounce glasses.
Okay. I don't know how much that actually is, and what I tell everybody is half your body weight in ounces is what you should drink on an average day. So,
because I've heard, more than a gallon, and I'm like, I bring that gallon jug out of my. Well, I don't anymore because I don't buy milk, but think of a milk jug. And I've seen people carry them around with them, like especially like bodybuilders, and it just cracks me up. Like they carry this big jug of water around. But I think if I drank that, I would just have to be housed beside a bathroom because that's just probably more than I don't know. I mean, there are times when I definitely do need that because I'm sweating a lot for the exercise that I do. So that also plays into it.
And that does. And so half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces of water a day. That's the basic. And then, of course, when you do exercise, you want to increase that a little bit too because that's your just average intake is the half your body weight in ounces. So if you exercise more, you're going to need to drink more. And that's where you'll want to throw in those electrolytes with that Himalayan salt because salt's really good. Himalayan salt or sea salt, not iodized regular salt. There's nothing in that.
I've just read, well, again, that was something else that came up that I just went live about the other night about the big thing now is that we should be eating more salt in our diets, where years ago it was, oh no, cut back on salt and sodium because of hypertension and yada, yada, yada. Total another live. Okay. So there again, drop it in the comments. One of the things they were saying is to make sure you look where it's sourced, because if it's like a ocean, I'm trying to remember where they said, it can still have all the contaminants in the salt that was in the water. So again,
we're talking about salt or water.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, we're talking about the salt. We were talking about salt and making sure you put it in your water so you can have the proper minerals and electrolytes and things that you need to recoup. But be careful of where it's sourced. That's all. That's just a cautionary. That's something cautionary that I have. A little message coming in there. Okay.
So, well, let's talk. So now, of course, let's get into that. What kind of water should we drink? So let's not drink tap water, and let's not drink bottled plastic water.
Okay, why not tap water? Because I know that my water is good. It tastes good, and I just know it's good. This is what I hear.
That's what she hears from her husband.
Don't tell him. If you're on here, and don't be ratting me out. I already got in trouble the other day.
I don't know about you guys, but where I live, I get this little water report about the crap that's in my water, and it's all about acceptable levels of bad stuff. Like you don't want any level of anything in your water, because if you're drinking mostly water and you're drinking more than the average person, which is none. You don't want. There's so much stuff that gets into the tap water, and I don't care how clean they tell you that it is. They've even found Tylenol in tap water.
So prescription drugs, because people dump it. Let me think what else is in there. Well, I mean, just think about waste.
Chlorine and fluoride and all sorts of
they treat it.
chemicals.
Okay, so they
treat it.
So they take things out and then they throw things back in. That fortified water. It's basically what it is.
Exactly.
And it doesn't necessarily mean it's good for us.
Absolutely.
So so I know what we're going to hear. Well, then what do I drink? What waters do I drink?
You can get, if you're going to buy a bottled water, my favorite bottled water is Fiji water, because actually they make their bottle, well, let's go to the plastic bottles first. Plastic bottles have BPA in them. Those are the bad cancer-causing things. So especially when you leave your bottle like in your car and it sits in the sun, and that stuff in the plastic gets into your water, which is just bad to begin with. Not to mention that bottles are bad for the environment when you actually start throwing them out. So, and then also, there's no guarantee that bottled water is actually filtered any better than your tap water. So that's the scary part.
Yeah. So do a little research.
Find out where it's coming from and what they do to it. So, but again, if I'm pressed to buy a bottled water at the store, I buy Fiji, because one, its bottles are actually BPA free, and there's something called silica in minerals in Fiji water, and silica is really, really good for your brain. So that's my best bottled water. If you're going to go that route, it's a little bit more expensive. But
I have some other brands that I have them on my phone, and since my phone is recording us live, I can't look on it. But one of them I remember was Aquapana. It's from a natural spring in Italy, so it's imported, so it is a little bit more expensive.
Okay.
What about sparkling waters? Like, I've heard that San Pellegrino as an option if you are feeling like you need soda.
Right.
It would be like a sparkling water that you could drink. I mean, I know that's one that I heard on a podcast with Sean Stevenson, who I've referenced many times on the Model Health Show. That was one that he said, if you can't get great water, that's a good choice if you're going to stop at the Unimart or whatever.
Yeah, but again, if you're ever in doubt, when you're buying the fancy waters, whether it's sparkling water, which normally is pretty good, it's that should be good. I know it sounds stupid, but turn it around and look at the ingredients. Because when you start looking at flavored waters and vitamin waters, and they throw stuff in there. So no, those ones really aren't good for you. So like I said, if it's not like, I mean, even if it is just water, still look at the ingredients. It's going to sound stupid because you're going to say it should only have water in it.
Yeah, it should.
It probably doesn't.
Right.
So flavored waters are no, because they have sugar in them a lot of times, or artificial sweeteners of some sort. Then the vitamin waters too, I'm pretty sure have bad stuff in them. So always, if you're buying it off a shelf, look at the ingredients. And then if you're really going to get diligent, look at where it's sourced. Like most people have their phones in the store, so look it up right there before you buy it. So.
Right. The other thing that was mentioned in the book Super Life by Darren O'Lean is that if you're going to buy water that's bottled, try to get glass.
Yes.
And try to get the colored glass, the amber, or which would be blue, or is that green?
Amber is red.
Oh, that's not what he said then.
It's like yellowish.
Okay, so it wasn't that color then. So it's like blue bottled or green bottled because the sunlight has an effect on the water that's in there anyway, or the artificial light that I think artificial.
Yeah, it's not good for
Darn. So yeah, that was something else that I know it's going to make people go crazy again because it's like it's water. I have a spigot. I can turn it on. Spigot. I can turn it on. I can drink it, and it's there, and it's good for me. And it really, really isn't.
Right. And we were just talking about, we actually get most of our water from that little place at Wise's that, what is it? Tell me about it.
It's H2O to go is what the name of the company is that puts it in there. It's a dispenser in there where you can take your own jugs. It sounded funny, sorry. It's been one of those days. Sure. And you can fill it. It's 35 cents a gallon. And it is reverse osmosis purified, I guess. Purified water is the best water, but you still have to put some things into it to make it potable for you as far as minerals and things. So you have reverse osmosis. It's got some infrared something or other, I thought, or ultraviolet or something. They do a process. There is a podcast, I know I'm going to reference all these podcasts again, but the Model Health Show, Sean Stevenson, has a podcast. I wish I remembered the number of it. And he does what he calls a master class on water, and he talks about all of that and why you should go to reverse osmosis versus purified versus this versus that. And it really was an eye-opener. And I would drink the tap water, and I would put it through my Brita filter and think that I was good to go.
Right.
And then one of the things that he let me know, or he shared, was that Brita Filters is owned by Clorox.
Oh, I learned that just now. So what's that tell you?
And if you read the back of the package, it says removes the taste and smell of chlorine. It doesn't remove
the chlorine.
Chlorine. Now, they may have different types of filters that might do what you want it to do, but so I stopped using my Brita filter because of it. Every once in a while on a pinch, I think it's better than drinking straight tap water, but still,
they make some pretty fancy filter systems out there.
Yeah,
my parents have one, and I forget what it's called. I was talking to her about it. I should have called them before I did this. But they're not cheap, but they take all the crud out of your water. And so depending on how diligent you are, you could get a very fancy filter system at your house to clean up your water. But either way, so the one other thing that I get a lot when I tell people you got to drink more water, I don't like water.
Oh, I was going to say that too.
I can't drink water. I don't like it. It doesn't taste good. It's water, people. It's not like we're making you drink gasoline or something.
And it is really what you need to drink to be the healthiest person you could be. I mean, that's where we started.
Yeah, right? Good point.
We were swimming in it. It's called amniotic fluid, but it's fluid and it was based with water, and it's living water. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about, so go ahead.
Well,
but yeah, water.
The biggest thing I tell people, if you're absolutely positively can't drink plain water, infuse the water yourself with your own vegetables and fruits. Like one of my favorite, is as simple as it sounds, is cucumber water. I have a little thing in my fridge. I have a little infuser bottle, and every night I put slices of cucumber in it, and I'll fill it with water. And I'll let it sit overnight. You'd be surprised how refreshing cucumber water actually tastes. If you haven't tried it, is it sounds boring, but it's not. And there's all sorts of other types of waters you can do. You can do lemon and mint, and you can do strawberries and blueberries and things like that, just to make it your own natural, real food infused water. So it gives you a little flavor, but then at least you get the water.
One of the ones I do, and I'm fine with drinking unflavored water, but one of the favorite things that I found that I do like every once in a while is I'll go to the grocery store and buy organic frozen blueberries, and then I put the frozen blueberries in the water, so then when it starts to melt, all of that flavor comes out. Now, granted, you're going to be getting some sugars through that, but it's far better than the flavored fake water that you get at the grocery store. Again, maybe that's your treat that day, is have that in if sugar is, and we'll have another live on sugar because we didn't do that yet. How did we not?
I don't know, because we talk about it every day in some way, shape, or form.
Sugar.
But yeah, so you can talk about living water for a minute.
Oh, living water. And again, I learned this from Sean Stevenson on the Model Health Show, that the best kind of water that we should drink is what's called living water. It's water with bugs in it, bugs that we need, bacteria that we need for what do I want to say here? To help our gut health. And so where do you get living waters? Out of natural springs. And I know what you're going to say, but how do I know that water's good? It's real. It comes, that's what we used to drink many, 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 many years ago before we polluted the earth, right? So yes, you might need to get some information on that natural spring, but that's absolutely the best water you can drink, because you need those bacteria and those bugs to promote. That's what I wanted to say, promote. How hard of a word was that? Promote gut health.
And there's actually a site I found when I was researching this. It's called findaspring.com. And when I looked up Pennsylvania, there's a bazillion of them. Now, I know right up here at Zindel Park, there's a little thing that comes out, and everybody, when we're hiking and stuff, we fill our camelbacks over there. So,
right.
But it's not officially on this site, but I'm pretty sure to be on this site, it needs to be, somebody's checked it out and made sure that it is safe for you. So if you're looking, findaspring.com. There's a couple that aren't too far away.
Right.
And you can go get your own natural living water right out of the spring.
Right. So so if it's a natural spring next to a nuclear power plant, I'm thinking it's not going to be on the map, right? Okay. Yeah. So, obviously use your best judgment. Do a little bit of research. That's all we did. Yeah. You just Googled it probably, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mr. Google, we like him.
I like Mr. McCullough too, because he teaches me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, McCullough, he's pretty good too. Yeah. So there's a lot of a lot goes into water as well. I mean, yes, if you're drinking tap water, don't freak out.
Yeah. It's still better than soda.
It's so much better than soda. But we can do better. Right. So do your research, go to the grocery store, and we've already talked about reading labels, read your water labels as well. Mm-hmm. And try to find, if you're going to get plastic, that's our tip. That's our big tip though, really. If you're going to get plastic bottled water, make sure it says BPA free. Right. I can't remember what that means. It's about this long.
Word. Yeah. It's bad stuff.
Yeah, water is it's a natural solvent. So it will break down the plastic it's encased in over time. So if there's chemicals that make plastic, how we make plastic, those chemicals then can get into your body. So I will also say, on that note with BPA, if you're microwaving food in plastic, make sure it's BPA free as well.
That's not microwave food.
I know. How do I heat it up? I know. I'm still during microwave. I know. But anyway, okay.
Yeah. So if you need, like I said, please tell us if you want us to talk about something else, because we kind of wing it every week at this point in time. But
if there's something that you're interested in or want to know more about, we are happy to do that. Mm-hmm. Happy to research it for you.
Yeah, and hopefully this helped you a little bit. You got to ask Lori about her crazy.
My crazy day. Okay, so midday, my students were at lunch, and that's my time to go to the restroom. And I went into the restroom, and of course I came out, I washed my hands, I looked in the mirror. Can you tell? Yeah, I got dressed in the dark, and I put on 2 different earrings. And those third graders never noticed it. They notice everything. They notice when I have my hair up and when I have my hair down. One kid said, "You having a bad hair day?" Because I had my hair down. I was like, "What? When it's up, it's a bad hair day."
So yeah,
It's just been one of those days, guys.
We're surviving.
But a lot of people said, "Oh, I didn't even notice." Of course, I didn't either, apparently. So it's been one of those funny days. So I thought I'd share that with you.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks
Have a great
guys for
Wednesday,
tuning
guys.
in. If you think that there's somebody out there that could learn from this video, please do us a favor and share it. Share it everywhere, or tag a friend in the comments and they'll see it. All right? Thanks so much for tuning in. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.